Good afternoon. October 31st, 1991 looked like any other Halloween day. The weather was beautiful, it was in the 60s, and there was lots of sunshine. Kids were preparing for a night of acquiring candy. Out of nowhere, a massive blizzard came and dumped several inches of snow on Minnesota. This blizzard came by so much of a surprise and was so massive that it goes down as one of the largest blizzards in all of history. What made the storm so incredible was the many life-changing experiences it caused. Here are 3 examples of people living through the storm.
October 31st. So I worked for a company that had people. I was an account manager, and so I had to pick people up at the airport and bring them to like a press check, they called it. So they were like looking at something that was getting printed. So I had a fairly new car at that time. It was a little Saturn, and I had to drive to the airport and get these people and then bring them to the plant and then bring them, and I remember the road was, it wasn't just how the snowstorm, but afterwards the roads were like, they had like huge divots in them. So I remember the most is more than the snow, I remember driving and it was crazy, but I also remember afterwards it was like, you couldn't drive on the roads more than the highways, more than like 20 miles an hour. Because, I don't know, it melted, or like some of it melted, like potholes all over every single road. And so the people who I had to get couldn't, obviously they flew in, but they couldn't fly out. So it was my job to take them, out to meals, because they were staying at a hotel. So I had a knife and all of it in their little battery.
Right after the snowstorm, the next day, I went on deer hunting with my bow. And Medina, right next to Plymouth. And it was about 3 feet of snow. I had to bring my bow, and I brought my tree stand on my back. And I walked about 3/4 of a mile to the stand, put my stand up, and I was deer hunting in the evening. This was an evening, and a doe came by, and I ended up shooting that doe. It was my second deer I ever shot. So I had a good shot on her, and I found her right away, tracked her in the snow. But the deal is I had to bring that deer back to the house, and I had my deer stand and my bow, so I had to drag its deer for 3 feet of snow with my bow and my backpack. And I thought I was going to die, because it was pretty hard. So I made about halfway. My breath is sweating. But eventually I made it back to my front house.
I was a freshman in college at 19. We would always get taxis back to the dorms, and we were at that house, and we came out, and I remember I was dressed as a black cat, and I was in slippers, not even no jacket, boots, or anything, because we were stupid college kids and didn't even realize there was a huge blizzard coming, and we tried to track down a cab, and there wasn't one, and a bar across the street did let us stand in the entrance so we could call, because we were quite a ways from campus, and we flagged down someone in a small hatchback. I can't remember the type of car. 9 of us fit in the hatchback, and I'm surprised we're alive today. We just flagged down another driver, and we all piled into this hatchback, and we were fishtailing on the bridge. It was so bad. We made it back to the dorm, all of us safe.
Those experiences shown, combined with the total damages caused by the storm, show how insane it was. Looking back at the storm, it is such a relief everyone was able to continue with their lives as normal after the effects of the storm wore off. However, what the world must learn from this event is massive storms can come out of nowhere. No one knows when the next massive one will hit. It could be bigger than the Halloween blizzard. Look ahead at the weather, have survival items ready, because a big storm could come at any moment.